Good morning, sixth graders. Happy Tuesday. Here we are again. We have a Google Meet coming up later, but here is today's pre-recorded video lesson for you. So we always start with a flip chart. There it is almost, and it's right there. Good. All right, our focus question for today. We're still focused on the idea of illegal immigration from Central America. The country we're going to be looking at today is Guatemala. And the question I'd like you to be able to answer at the end of today's lesson is, why is it that so many people, especially since 2018, have been fleeing Guatemala and trying to come to the United States? There's an article that you're going to read later on that will help you figure the answer to that question out. And there's a fact check, because I know you love them. Let's see, on today's agenda, we have the reading, we have some announcements, we have work completion. The things that you should be doing today are the fact check on Guatemala, which is due tomorrow. The virtual practice quiz that I assigned yesterday, keep practicing. Redoing and revising any assignments that you're displeased with your grade on. And last but not least, making up missed work. Get the work in, huh? Let's keep moving into announcements, please. Oh, look at the picture of LP and Luna. LP's giving Luna kisses because it's so cute. All right, announcements. Keep your quarantine stories coming in. I got like 7 of them. They are really fun. And tomorrow, holy cow, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to probably share a couple of them as opposed to just one. So tune in for tomorrow's video lesson to see whose quarantine story will be shared. Today is Google Meet Day, number 1. My A period class, I'll be meeting you guys at 10 a.m. My C period class, I'll be meeting you guys at 10:40. There'll be a link posted in the classroom stream like about 15 minutes before the meet is supposed to start, somewhere thereabouts. So you're not going to see the link right away. You won't see it until for A period like 9:45, 9:50. For C period, you'll see that link appear around 10:30-ish. There are some rules I want to go over. First and foremost, I want you to know this is the first time I'm doing this, so expect technical difficulties because there's always technical difficulties. So fingers crossed, A period, I'm most worried for you because you're up first and I'm just hoping we see each other, that's all. All right, some rules. So guys, you might be at home right now, you know, learning from home during our distance learning program, but when we are Google Meeting, school rules apply. And so I want to go over some of those rules with you so that we're all on the same page and we have a successful first meet on Google. First rule, dress code. I want you to dress like you would dress for school. Like, look at me, very professional. I wear a tie just like I do every day at school. Whatever. You should be dressing the same as you would dress for school. This is not how you should be dressing. You should not be wearing pajamas. I know they're super comfy and they look great, but no, you're not wearing pajamas. You won't wear pajamas to school. Bathing suits, it's not even warm enough out for bathing suits. You should not be wearing a bathing suit during our Google Meet. You won't wear a bathing suit to school. That's ridiculous. Dress code applies. Next rule for Google Meet. Location, location, location. You want to pick a spot where the background distractions are minimal. Like there's a couple of things behind me, but none of them are that interesting. You want to pick a similar location, you know, so that when people are paying attention to you as you're talking, they're paying attention to your words, if you can get them out, and not the background. So, you know, like here's some things you shouldn't be doing. You should not be broadcasting from your bathroom. That's weird and uncomfortable for all of us. You should not be watching Netflix while you're broadcasting, because then people are going to want to see what's on your screen as opposed to what you're saying. Location matters, folks. Next. Shh. You know, there could be potentially like 18, 19, 20 of us in this Google Meet. That's a lot of people. If people don't have their mics muted, we won't hear anything. Even if you're not talking, the background noise in your house could be potentially distracting. Your dog's barking, your heater's hissing, your mom screaming at you for not doing your social studies work, and she just got an email from Mr. Higgins. Hey, could have happened. Make sure you click the mute button. And then if you have something to say, raise your hand, and I will call on you, and then you can unmute yourself and talk. That is important. I think that's it. Those are my rules for Google Meet. Review them and be prepared to abide by them when we meet later on today. Fingers crossed that it's gonna happen. Let's get into today's lesson. All right, so there is a reading that should appear in Google Classroom at 9 a.m. this morning, and it's called, oh gosh, what's it called? Immigration from Central America, Focus on Guatemala. It's like a page and a paragraph. It's not terribly long. I tried to keep it as short as I could for you. It's interesting. It's all about why people are leaving from Guatemala, and there's some firsthand accounts in there too, so you get to hear some people's actual stories. When you're reading, there are some things I want you to be focused on. So especially the first couple paragraphs. Who is it in Guatemala that becomes a migrant? Is it just people who are poor and down and out, or could anybody become a migrant? People with an education, people with a good job. Who becomes a migrant in Guatemala? Is it everybody, or is it just some people? As you continue to read, you're going to see some statistics on how the migrant population from Guatemala has grown tremendously in the last couple of years. And I want you to pay attention to those statistics. Remember, statistics are number or data-based facts. And you're going to need to use some statistics in some of your answers on today's fact check. Last but not least, and this should be the main focus the entire time, why? Why are people leaving Guatemala in such large numbers? What is the main reason, the main cause that's forcing them to flee? Is it violence like we read about in El Salvador and Honduras? Is it poverty? Is it a lack of freedom? Is it something else? The reading today will definitely tell you, especially towards the end, and that is the most important question on the fact check. It's worth, I think, 15 points or something like that. It's worth like 50% of the fact check, so make sure you're paying attention. If you have any questions and you get the reading done before our Google Meet, you can ask me questions about that. Let's go to our workload. So here's our workload for today. First and foremost, new assignment, fact check, focus on Guatemala, 4 questions, get them done, turn them in to me, it's due tomorrow. Practice virtual map quiz number 2 on South America. I assigned that yesterday, today, and tomorrow. You should just be practicing, getting your accuracy up there, making sure you know where all 13 countries are located. Where's Paraguay? Where's Uruguay? Where's Ecuador? You know what I'm talking about. Missing work. If you have missing work, get it turned in. Don't make me email your parents again. You know who I'm talking to. And then last but not least, redo, revise, and resubmit. If you were disappointed with some of your scores, and some of you should be, you can revise your work, resubmit it to me. I will grade it, and you'll see your PowerSchool grade go up, hopefully. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get going so I can figure out how to use Google Meet. Seriously. And I will hopefully see most of you later on today.